Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the lounge. As you see from the title, we're going to get into it. But I'll take a few moments because I know normally people like to get into it, but because of the title and what we're going to talk about, I have to give a little history and a little bit of insight that's going to be related. We're going to flow right into the review. So, I'm reviewing this comedy special because one of my first shorts when I started my channel and embarked on this journey, if you will, Jamie Foxx was one of the shorts I did, and it got the most views as far as on that level at that time. Because obviously, the shorts I've done recently and things like that have gotten more views than the Jamie Foxx one. But that was one of my first ones where I was like, oh, shoot, people are actually paying attention. People are invested. They're invested in Jamie Foxx, right? So then I did another one. Now the more recent short I did still got attention. However, it was something that I said that I was like, oh, so now we gotta wait for the Netflix for the answer. So cool, fine, whatever. So now the special came out. Now there was a few things when I watched it, because I watched it as kind of two schools of thought. One, I watched it as just a fan, maybe a fan or just a spectator. And the other part, I was watching, I was paying attention to what he said. So we'll start with the obvious, right? For those who watched it. And I should put a disclaimer. What Netflix should have did. I'm gonna do something that Netflix should have done and they didn't do it. And it kind of disappointed me on this one. But if you're going to watch it thinking that you're going to get a stand up comedy show like a Chris Rock or a Cat Williams or something like that, you're going to be highly disappointed. You're going to be highly angry, right? Because Jamie Foxx, what he did was, he had his daughters on the throughout the show. Well, obviously you're gonna see one of his daughters right away because she introduces him. So I'm trying to give a review. I'm trying to explain it without giving too much away. If you want to check it out, but so it was more like a variety show where he was testifying through his journey of what he went through, and it was heartfelt. As a person who's just watching it, if you have any type of emotion, it'll move you. It'll reach to you. But as a straight up comedy like that, if you're that's the perspective you're coming from, I'm gonna keep it real. Completely whack as far as the standard stand up. If you understand the stand up formula, you know the build up, and then you get the punchline. In returns of that, you're not getting that. I'll tell you that already. So if that's what you're looking for, then don't even bother watching it. But I started saying to myself as I'm watching it, as a person who's going to review it and take a look at it, I noticed something with it. I noticed that there was people in the audience. There was this guy in this audience that kept panning to, and the whole time he was sitting like this, right? Like upset and frustrated, right? And so I started thinking in my mind, and maybe this is more of a thought exercise. If the comments want to jump in and make a comment, more than welcome to. Were these people in the audience was told that it was a comedy special, and then when they got there, they didn't get the show that they thought they were gonna get? Because that's what I'm thinking really happened. Because if I walked away watching it and feeling that way, then the people who paid the money and went, they probably definitely feel the same way. And so, like, and it seemed like what they tried to do, I guess, to kind of gear it like a comedy special. Oh, he went on Cat Williams and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when you watch it, it's more like he's telling a story. Like he's telling what's going on in his life and the journey he had to make to get back on the stage, to get back in front of the people. Now, I will critique this. I will say this, because there was a lot of like crying or whatever. But kind of like Cat Williams said, there's only two ways black people cry: either no way or all the way. No tears, no nothing. But, that's neither here nor there. I mean, you might chuckle when you see that, whatever. That's cool. But I found that a little odd. Like me personally, that's me. That's my personal opinion. That you don't need to have that opinion. That's my opinion. But what I did like was the fact that he was talking about addressing what other people thought, and because of what other people thought, what his ego allowed to on his journey of healing, and how he had to separate that ego from a humbling experience, because that's what it seemed like it was to me. And at the end of the day, right, what we all waited for was something that medically happens to a lot of people in common. I have family members that went through it. It is a tough road, you know, if you go through something like that, and it's unfortunate. And, you even have people on the internet right now saying, oh, he's a clone. And so through his journey, he had to deal with that too. Like, people reacted, myself included, because, I questioned a few things because to me it didn't make sense. But it's kind of like when you watch the special, it's like my reaction was like, yo, dude, you should have led with that. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should have said. Hey, this is what's going on. Cool. All right. And I think part of it is also, and I think it's just people in life that people become ashamed and embarrassed of being human, or not taking care of yourself maybe how you should, whatever the case might be. But I see that, and in other words, that special is something that I think if you watch it the right way, you can take something from it. You can actually learn from it. And what I learned from it is that no matter what your naysayers are, your critics, people that make fun of you or whatever, that if you stick with something, you're going to achieve it. You just have to have the right people in your corner and the right support. And it's funny how I got that, because I know I haven't bought a longer form content because I had a regular cold. It hit me a little harder than probably normal, but I had to take care of myself, and it was crazy because as Jamie Foxx was talking about the people that showed up for him, I looked around to see how many people actually showed up for me. Majority of people didn't even know I was sick because they didn't think to check on me. Yeah, that's cool. It's no shade. It's just you understand. You learn what it is. and maybe that's the lesson in the special that he did. Because I'm not going to call it a comedy special. At this point, I refuse to call it a comedy special because, yeah, there might have been some jokes, but it's kind of like a joke. If somebody tells you a story, yeah, they're just telling you a story and they happen to say something that just sounds funny, you laugh. Like, like I'm gonna go back to the Cat Williams. We was talking about the Cat Williams thing. He was just saying how he was watching it and what he saw. Like he didn't turn around and say, "Cat's an a hole," or like he ain't nobody. It wasn't like that. He was just saying like he was just talking about his voice and how he heard and what he said and his thoughts as he was on his journey of healing. And I think he addressed a couple of other people, like and then it's just amazing when you do go through things that it's really important to know who shows up for you or who pushes you back and things like that, and I saw that. I really saw that and I identified with it because it's kind of like this channel that I'm doing. Like, like I recently did a short and it did pretty good, surprisingly. Like, a lot of people, but I guess I had a group of people that turned around and made fun of the wardrobe that I wore, right? Because I keep saying this over and over again, and I need to clip this and especially put it on TikTok because TikToxic, y'all be on some different type of time. I don't know what it is because I even did a new short where I knew I was gonna get you. I set y'all up, and y'all didn't even realize I set y'all up because what y'all always do is you crash out. Y'all always do it. You guys are predictable. Like, and that's probably what I'm gonna start doing on purpose. I'm a scroll through stuff and I go, you know what? I want people to be upset. Like I'm purposely gonna start doing it because it's like y'all don't know how to take a damn joke at all. You don't know. You guys don't know a joke anymore. It's like we not allowed to laugh in 2024 no more. Like I mean I know we in the fourth quarter and things of that nature. But it's like we're not allowed to laugh and all of that stuff. Like Jamie Foxx took the people laughing and make fun of him in stride. Like like I said, I'm not trying to spoil it because I know there might be people that want to watch it or things of that nature. So that's why I'm not trying to spoil it. I guess if you hit the comment section or people that know me that watch it, if you not gonna watch it and you just want to know, just hit me up. I'll tell you separately, like what really like what happened to him medically, right? So so like I say it like that. His journey of recovery is similar to the journeys that like us content creators, for an example, go through on a day to day, right? You you have people that support you. Like I was at work today. I had a coworker. If he watches it, shout out to him. He's like, "Man, I'm liking your stuff. You doing it. Um, I want you to interview the Hawk 2 girl." I told him I got him. If that ever happened, I will definitely tag him up. He said he will post it everywhere. He's like, "I'll make you famous," and it made me chuckle because it's like it was that little motivation. Yeah, keep it going. There's people. There's a few people that even say, "Yo, I like the short videos. They're funny," and I'm like, "Yo, you guys need to check the content like this because this is where I deep dive into certain things and I give jewels because when you have a short, you ain't got time to do all of that, you know. But I need to get back on track because I know, see, as I'm learning with content creating, if I'm not sticking to Jamie Foxx, or I don't talk about it in the first 2 minutes and get to the point and land the plane, whatever the hell y'all really feel, y'all gonna clip me off. So I need to get to that. I might address that in a different video, but getting back to the point, the different things that Jamie Foxx did on the show were entertaining and they were good, but I had to separate that it wasn't a stand-up or a comedy special, like at some point. And just watching the audience, like the women were like, like, come on, Jamie, come on, Jamie. They were doing all that goofy shit, right? Because, they love them some Jamie Foxx, and I guess they know he's single and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Cool. Shout out to y'all. Do y'all thing. I'm all about doing your thing. And, like, he did get a lot of support. But I did see a lot of this in an audience. And I don't think they were mad that they got a bad show. I think they were angry about buying the tickets under false pretenses. That's what I think really happened. It really seemed like it was some false pretense things going on, and, if this reaches the ear of Jamie Foxx, I do want to say this to you. I'm glad that you recovered, because most people don't recover from that, and I know you went through a lot. However, the only critique I'm really going to give to you directly is you should have just been honest and say, this is what it is. Because it was good. It was good. You didn't have to sell it as a stand-up. You really didn't. You could have made it like a variety show. You could have called it My Thoughts. Like, because there's people like on Broadway and stuff, they do like a one-man show. And they do different things, kind of similar to what he did. So it should have just been a one-man band kind of thing, But I will say this before I conclude, because I don't want to keep you guys too long, And like I said, I just got out of work. I gotta go to work tomorrow. See, I burned the candle at both ends. But I do want to say that that I am loving the support, and even the people that critique me very hard, and it can be frustrating sometimes, because at the end of the day, you're putting yourself out there. Like me doing this, I'm putting myself out there. And I just take it as they're not brave enough to do what I'm doing. And that's how I got to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I don't do that, then, all it's going to do is frustrate me, make me feel like so-and-so and such and such. But I will say this. If you reach the end of the video, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the support. I'm up to 90 subscribers. Might not sound like much, but for going on about 7 months doing this, pretty damn good. Pretty damn proud of myself. And also, as weird as it sounds, one of my subscribers is my mom. Now, like I said, not everybody's going to stick around for this part of the video, but I figured my mom will, because she'll watch the whole thing. But to you, Mom, thank you for joining my journey. I do reference a lot what you say and a lot of lessons that you have given. And I'm glad you're here on this journey. And that's pretty much all I got to say for right now. But, with that being said, if you want to know the ailment, check it out. But like I said, if you go in watching this Netflix special, just realize you're not going to get a stand-up comedy as they label it. So So you Netflix, you guys need to change it. You need to change the category of what this is, so it gets the proper viewing and it gets the proper love and the proper respect. With that, have a good night.